and let's say the distance of AC is 77. Space. We now have a means of drawing that. So first you could choose any of these lines for your baseline. You could choose 75, you could choose 30, you could choose 77, but oh, I didn't mention this, but click on line and click wherever you want your first point to be and stretch it along, and when it's highlighted you could type your length. So let me say I want 75 and tab to get your angle, because you could do any angle, and I'm just going to choose 0. So now we know, let me label this for your edification. Let's say this is A, and let's say this is B. Oof. Hover over and you're able to move it with text. So to find C, what we're going to do is taking an arc, and the distance from A to C is 77. So we're going to use this as the center of our arc. I'm going to do an arc with 77 radius. Control. And the distance of BC is 30, so we're going to take this and we're going to do an arc of 30 radius. And where those two arcs meet or intersect, that is C. So that's essentially how you would construct a triangle given the length of 3 sides. Now, we're going to touch on ratio a little bit because we have to talk about constructing a triangle given the ratio of the 3 sides and the perimeter. So let's say we have any arbitrary line, like I'm not even going to measure this, let me just tab 0, enter. And we don't know what the length of it is or anything like that, it's just sort of there, but we're told like a certain fraction of it is something important. To divide the line into a number of equal parts, you take from the start of the line, or you could take from either side, you could also take from here, but essentially you would let this snap here. Well, in real life you would take a ruler and line it up and measure and stuff, but in AutoCAD you let it snap there and you draw a line you know the length of. So let's say this is 100, and you connect this to the other side. So you select this line now and you go here, or you could type, and this is the divide tool. Well, there's a description if you wanted it. And you select the line you want to divide. Say I wanted it in 10 segments. Enter. Now, one thing is, I don't think I have my things on, my circles. Let me just cheekily slide over to here. Yeah, this is what it looks like. When you, with your AutoCAD settings and stuff, like, I just can't be bothered to put them on this random drawing, but if you set it up, these little circles will show up when you divide a line into a number of equal parts. And then what you do, I could probably show you there. Let me see if it just snaps here. Quiet. Yeah, you see this little sort of circle with the cross? That means it's a node, which means it's sort of a computer generated thing and not just a random point on a line. So there's the second one, third one, fourth. Can I count? Actually it would be like, no. Well, I don't even need to bother counting. I'll just keep going till it's done. Wow, this is such a long video. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh well. I take so long to explain things. Okay. Oh, you zoom with your scroll bar, by the way. To pan around, you press down on your scroll bar if you have that option. So now this kind of looks untidy. We're going to select this, and going this way is green, which means that whatever it touches it selects, and going this way is blue, which means that once it's fully surrounding that, like you see how it's not fully surrounding this line down here and it's not selected, but it's fully surrounding these ones, and they're selected. That's what that does. So if you want to be really specific, you could use the blue one, but I'll just use this one. And you're going to click trim, and say select objects to trim, and you have this little X that comes up when you put up this stuff. So you could trim that, trim that, trim that, trim that, trim that, and neaten it up and stuff. And now you have your line divided into equal parts. Now we're going to move straight along and do that triangle with a perimeter and ratio that I was telling you about. So let's say that we had a triangle with a perimeter of 120. I'll just say that. Hey, look, it was nearly 120 when I pulled it. We would divide the line, and let's say the triangle was in a ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. So to figure out how many segments we have to divide this line into, we'd add the 3 ratios, essentially. I'm being all fancy with math and stuff, but essentially if you have a triangle 3 to 4 to 5, 3 plus 4 is 7, plus 5 is 12. So you'd have to divide the line into 12 parts. If you don't understand what I'm saying, you'll see it in a bit. So let's just choose another length for this line. Oof. So the other way you could do this, you could just type in your keyboard, divide, and AutoCAD likes to go in caps because it's really emotional, I don't know. 12 equal parts. Again, once you have your thing set up, you'll see the dots and stuff. So we're going to copy this, choose this part as the base point. There's our snap. Snap, snap. Snap, snap, snap. Snap, snap, motion CAD. Should I speed these pieces up for you guys? Oh well. Hey. I'll let this run for 30 minutes. I have to do the rest of this in 5 minutes. Okay. And let's clean it up. So select, trim. Another way you could trim is just select it again. So it's in the ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. So we're going to make these lines bold so you could see them. They don't get mixed up. So now I'm going to take our arc. I'm going to say this is the center and this is the start. I'm going to pull it all the way back here. So between here and here is the ratio of 5. We'll choose 4 as our base. Now from here to here will be our other side. We'll pull an arc, we'll control here to here. And we'll take our lines, and you see because this is our base here, the 4 is our base, the 3 is this upside, and the 5 is our around side. So here we would take from the edge of our base up and to the other edge of our base. And this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Pretty simple, right? It looks simple. If you're practicing and stuff, you could rewind the video, I suppose. Right. Circumscribing about a triangle. So let me just, I can copy our lovely triangle here. Let's say we already constructed our triangle, right? Or we were just given a triangle and we said, hey, you know what would really make that triangle nice? You know what would really make it nice? Putting a circle around it. But you have to construct it. And so what you do is that you employ the tactic of bisecting a line that we learned so long ago. And you choose 2 sides to bisect. And you need 2 lines to find the point, if that makes sense. It'll make sense in a bit. So this is the long side, so I'll say about here, it's about 45, tab. Tabs to change what you're doing, by the way. And we're going to scribe an arc here. And then on this side, we're going to scribe another arc of 45. Control. And then I'll choose this other line as our line. We should probably put these in bold. 18 should be enough to be over the center mark here. Dweep. And another one. sweep control. So now we're going to draw 2 lines. I don't think I could scrub, no. If it was vertical or horizontal, I could scrub, but the annoying thing is like when it's at an angle, you can't scrub. So let me lengthen this line. And then I'll draw this line here. And you see, well, if this line wasn't enough, I could also lengthen it. But where these 2 lines meet would be the center of our circle. So now we're going to click a new button, circle. And we're going to, right here, and any one of these 3 points, you could pull it to any one of those. But you see, when you use that as your center, the circle will touch all 3 points of that triangle. Ta-da! Now, we're going to move on to our polygon. So, we're coming back to the 90 degrees a bit. I'm going to skip the constructing a 90 degrees just because I just did that, and you could rewind the video if you can't remember how to do it. And I'm going to copy one here. So, the first step in, well, our first polygon was a triangle, but we went deep down into the realm of triangles just now. So, now we're on to square. So a square, think about a square, it has 4 90-degree angles. Obviously, it's a square, that's why I say it's a square, sorry. It's late in the night, I'm just going to say random things. So, first thing we want to do is lengthen this line a bit, because if we're drawing a square, you can sort of see that if it was down here, it wouldn't make a very good square, because this line is way longer. We're going to use this as the length of our square, or the length of a side of our square, rather. So, now that you constructed your 90-degree angle, which I assume you did, you're going to describe an arc from the edge of this line up to cut here. And then you're going to describe an arc the same length. As you can see when we did that thing, by the way, if I measured to show you guys, the length of this line is 120, if you didn't remember. So now we're going to describe an arc of 120 here. Just control. Remember the control, guys. And 120 here. And then we're going to draw a line from this intersection to the intersection of those 2 arcs. And bam, you got a square. You could put these in bold if you want to see, or you could draw over in bold. But this is your polygon. Now I'm going to show you another thing. It's one, constructing a square given